beautiful people. This is your girl T, and I'm back to do a color and chat series, doing a page in Mythographic Color and Discover Imagine by Joseph Catimbang. Okay, so I had a lot of requests because I put it out there. What pencils would you like me to color with next? And got a lot of requests and a lot of votes for the Arteza Expert Colored pencils. So I will be coloring in this book with the Arteza colored pencils. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the page I selected. I wanted to choose a page that would challenge me only because I've never really colored, lily pads in a swamp, and so I decided to go ahead and select this page. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see better. Okay. And this is a beautiful page. I absolutely love every single picture in this book. But I said, hey, let's do something challenging. This page looks very busy to probably a lot of people because you have just too much going on in here. So I'm going to just tell you some of the techniques I use when I get into coloring busy pages like this. Okay, let me go ahead and put my page behind here. And basically all I'm using is a manila folder, cut in half, because I like to color on soft things. All right, so get that in there. So the color, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to color, and I was like looking to kind of minimize kind of what's going on here. It looks really kind of crowded back in this areas here. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to assume that we're getting into like she's a miniature size, because these lily pads and these leaves come way up. And a snail's not going to be in the sky. So I'm going to assume that all of this are like the leaves and reeds in the background, and that she's kind of a small kind of nymph or something like that. So what I'm going to do is color all of this down in this area, which I'm going to assume is all water. And I'm going to color that starting with jade. That's jade numbers A059. And I'm just going to do that and see how far we get. But this might be all I do for this very first video. So I'm going to start right now by saying, please excuse the background noise. I have laundry going on. My son might come out of the room, things like that. Okay, so let's get started. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. I'm going to probably start with the top section here. Okay. So, all right. And again, you guys, if you're watching this and you're like, no, that's not right, I don't think that's water, you shouldn't have colored it that color, let me know, and I'm going to reevaluate and probably erase or fix it. Maybe just color that all black with, color all in black with Posca pen or something. Okay, so here we go. All right, so hope everybody had a great weekend. I did, for the most part. It actually started off with me taking Christian to soccer practice. Me and my oldest son took Christian to soccer practice. And the soccer practice was fine. I just, this time I decided to go ahead and bring a chair because I didn't last time and the grass was wet. So I stood the whole practice, which is fine because I sit most of the day at work. So, so I brought some chairs to sit, and we were sitting there trying to enjoy it all. And I just kept feeling stuff landing on me. And I am not a bug person. I don't like bugs. I don't want them on me, near me, nothing. So I realized the mosquitoes were out and I did not have any bug spray. So of course, sitting there trying to enjoy the practice and enjoying the practice and just, watching my child enjoy soccer, being attacked by mosquitoes and constantly swatting and slapping my skin. Oh, at one point, I thought, I thought my own hair, because I wore my hair down, I thought my own hair was a bug. So I like the sport soccer, but I'm going to say, as a spectator, having to sit outside or, at practices outside with your kids, that is not fun. I don't like bugs, and the mosquitoes are not nice. So, I didn't think I was getting bit up by them, actually. So, it wasn't till, I want to say it wasn't until Saturday that I realized that I had mosquito bites. I had them on my back, on my shoulder, on my shoulders actually. And then I had them also, and I didn't realize this until Saturday night, I had them on my ankles. Oh my goodness, you guys, you talk about the worst itch ever. That is the worst itch ever. For me, I guess if I react the way that I do to them, I must be allergic. So I'm assuming I'm allergic to these things, because the itch is just out of this world. It wakes me up out of my sleep, to scratch. So I've been putting like different ointments. You hear people say put alcohol on them, and the only thing I found that is actually soothing right now are the ointments called Afterbite. So yeah, I'm using Afterbite, but anything rubs, you're wearing socks or nylons or whatever you wear to work and stuff like that. Now they rub on that, because I have it on the top of my ankle, the side of like the end where the instep is, and my foot, on the part where it's like the bottom of your foot almost. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is horrible. So I'm not happy. I'm going to say I like soccer, but I don't, because those mosquitoes are tearing me up. But I got something for them this Friday. We have practice. I'm going to definitely be wearing off spray. I'm going to probably have something I can clip on to my pants, something I can clip on to my chair. I don't want them near me at all this Friday. And, my son and my husband got a kick out of me because I'm like, oh my God, I itch so bad. Please, please, please. Put this ointment on my back, or put the alcohol on my back. And there's this one Afterbite that's like in a liquid form. I'm going to tell you right now, if you scratched, do not put that on. I screamed. It burned so bad. I was like, ah! And my oldest thought that was so funny. I was like, stop laughing at me. I'm miserable right now. Oh, he's like, I told you had to scratch because you've been scratching them now. It's open and you're putting this on there. But I didn't think that, well, he did the alcohol, but I didn't think the Afterbite was going to burn. My husband put it on me. So I was like, my God. Oh. And he's like, oh, yeah, just put on some, off when you go next time. I'm looking at him like, oh, you're lucky, buddy. You don't have to do this because you're at work. Because I definitely would not be out there until there is a game, because the mosquitoes tend to love me. So, but you know what? You have to sacrifice for your babies sometimes. So I'm going to sacrifice for Christian and go ahead and suck it up and deal with it. But I will be prepared with my arsenal of sprays and everything else. So, and as a matter of fact, I might be going on Friday before practice to go get some stuff. So yeah, so that was my Friday. Then we came home and kind of relaxed. I really didn't notice I was bitten until Saturday when I started itching. So, my gosh, guys, I can't stand it. But anyways, so that was Friday, and Saturday was kind of like a chill day. My husband had Christian out, and Kai had some running around to do. They went and got their hair cut, and so I kind of had the house to myself. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Kind of had the house to myself, so I decided to do some cleaning and straightening up like my corner in my bedroom where I have stuff to color if I get in the mood, where I like to color in bed and watch TV, because sometimes the fellows are watching something I don't want to watch, so I'll go in our bedroom and watch TV in color. So I have like a little stash of books and the pencils I like. I'm working on those books. So straightened up, cleaned. Then, we were having a dinner party on Sunday. We had planned a couple weeks ago. And so I was with my friend, and so we cooked. Well, I cooked, and then she made some stuff at her house. So Saturday I had to go over to the grocery store and buy all the things that I needed to make Mexican food. So I made enchilada pie. I made two different ones. I made a chicken one and I made a beef one. And basically, it's not like in a pie dish. We just call it enchilada pie, but it's actually like a casserole. So it's layered almost like lasagna, but you layer with like the corn tortillas and enchilada sauce and different, if you want chicken or beef, and you season the beef. You can either use like a taco seasoning, or you can do your own seasoning with cumin, garlic, chili powder, salt, pepper. You can season it that way. And then you layer it with cheese. I use all black olives and scallions. And you just layer this and you bake it. And anytime I make it, it doesn't last long. People love it. I don't know what possessed me to make two, because we did not eat two. So I had so much left over. I had to run and take some to a friend because I was like, we're not going to eat all this. This is too much. So, but yeah, so I made the enchilada pies, and I also made arroz a la mexicana, and that was my first time actually making that. And it was actually really good. I think I like that almost as much or better than the enchilada. Basically, it's long grain rice that you cook over the skillet in some oil with oil and butter. You heat up your oil and butter, and you put the rice in there, and you brown it just a little bit till like a golden brown, and then you're adding onion and garlic and garlic is something else I'm missing. Oh yeah, and some chiles. So then you let that cook for a while, and then once that's done, cooking for about I think it was like about 10 minutes or 8 minutes, something like that. Then you go in and you put in your fresh diced tomatoes, and some chicken broth, bring it to a boil, and then you let it simmer until it's cooked. Once that's done cooking, then you put, you cut up some cilantro, fresh cilantro. You cut up some fresh cilantro and you toss it through that, like mix it in, and can add salt and pepper to taste. I did that. It didn't call for salt and pepper, but to me, it was a little bland. I guess they were assuming that the chicken broth is going to be, you know, really high in sodium or really high in salt, and it wasn't, so that's why I added the salt and pepper. So I like seasoned food, not overly seasoned, but seasoned just right. I don't really like bland food, so I had to add that, and it did wonders, and that rice was so good. I kind of want to make it again this weekend. It was so good. I need to stay away from it because I'm supposed to be watching carbs, but definitely a cheat day. So I made that, and then I also made arroz con leche, which is another rice dish, but it's a sweet rice dish with cinnamon. It's like a rice pudding, and that is always good. And then I made a margarita cake, and it didn't have any alcohol in it because I don't drink alcohol, but shoot, look at that. But you use margarita mix in the cake batter. So what's interesting about this cake is that the bottom of it, the bottom of this cake has a crust, like a pie crust. So it has it has a crust. I keep saying pie crust. Cake crust that is made with pretzels, sugar and butter. So I had to like process the pretzels to like a chunky texture, and then add the butter and sugar, mix it in real good, and then you press it into the pan. And then once you do that, you're like doing your cake batter, and the cake batter has it's made with like store-bought, you know, like the box cake, super moist, Betty Crocker, and then you're adding in the margarita mix, egg whites, I'm trying to think, and something else I'm missing. Margarita mix, egg whites. I think that's it. Margarita mix, egg whites. I'm missing something else, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, so then you pour that on top of the actual crust. So the crust is not cooked yet. So I was kind of concerned about that, but you guys, it actually it was great. The cake was good. So once that's done, you know, baking, then you top it with Cool Whip. So it was very light. So I can see that being like a summer cake. It was very light and had, you know, oh yeah, I had to zest limes into the cake batter too. So it was nice. It was good. So, and that was my first time making that one too. So I'm glad I tried it. So yeah. Now you guys will probably see me stop because I'm like, okay, what is that? Some things are hard to decipher in this. You know, like up in here. I'm going to assume this is still a lily pad because we have an edge. So I'm not going to color anything in here this green. But now I see this looks like water, so I'm going to color this in here. And I'm going to have to probably sharpen my pencil because I don't want to have to do too much erasing. So I'll be sharpening my pencil. And I've sharpened all of them actually with the Derwent Super Point. And I can show you guys how great these pencil sharpeners are when I get ready to sharpen this. But yeah, so I made all of that, and then my friend, she made pinto beans, guacamole. She made a pineapple salsa, and she brought drinks, some like Mexican sodas and donuts, because that is our weakness. We are donut lovers, and I mean, she bought Krispy Kremes. I'm not a huge Krispy Kreme fan. I like the old school, cake donuts and stuff like that, and not Dunkin' Donuts style, but like mom and pop donut shop kind of stuff. So, so she went to Krispy Kremes and brought those. I probably had like one because I'm not really a Krispy Kreme kind of girl. We didn't have Krispy Kreme in California when I was coming up, so we just had a local mom and pop, and then we had, what was another one? Not Dunkin' Donuts, another one I grew up eating at. I forget. My dad loves to go there. He shouldn't either, but yeah. So she, we had a really nice time. It was good to have them there, have them over, and just eat together. Okay, I'm going to pause this just a second to sharpen this pencil because I have some really fine areas I want to get into here. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to sharpen this pencil real quick. And I'll show you guys how. Well, first of all, if you're not familiar with a Derwent Super Point, this is what it looks like. And basically you pull this out, okay? And then you place the pencil by squeezing this into the chamber, and then you turn the handle. I don't turn it too many times because you don't really need that many turns to get a good sharpened tip. So then I let it out. That was probably, see that tip? That was probably like 5 to 6 turns. And look at that. Awesome, awesome. And if you guys don't know, this pencil sharpener is it saves Prismacolors. When they're like breaking, use this and you will not, it will correct it. And I don't know how it does that, but it works for me every time. Okay, so let me go ahead and get up in this area. All right. So let's see, where was I? Over here. So you can see how pointy that is, and you can get into all these areas here. I'm not going to press too hard because I don't want the tip to break. So using more light touch. Okay, so my weekend went pretty good, you guys. Sunday was the, dinner with friends. And then Monday morning happened, you guys. Monday morning. So Monday, got up, got ready for work, got Christian ready for school. We're heading to school. We get, my son starts saying, he said, I'm hot. So I said, okay, well, turn the heat down because it was cold on Monday. And he does sometimes say he's hot if he's got all his coats on and stuff. So I was like, okay. And I turned around and looked at him. He didn't look too good. I was like, are you okay? He's like, my stomach hurts. I'm like, your stomach hurts? Yeah, my tummy hurts. I was like, okay. I said, drink some of your water from your water bottle. And, maybe you just, need some water or something. And he says, no, I don't want to drink any water. I can't reach my backpack. I said, okay, well. Then he says again, my tummy hurts. I'm like, Christian, what's wrong with your tummy? I don't know. So we get close, we get to the school. I said, go ahead and take your water out. Take your water and drink some water. See what, if that helps you. So I turned around and looked at him again. He didn't look too good. So I said, do you have to go to the bathroom or something? He didn't say anything. So as soon as I pulled into the school parking lot, oh, he got sick in the back seat, you guys. He threw up. And I I parked the car. I said, Christian, get out of the car, okay? I parked the car. Get out of the car, honey. So, you know, so that oh, it's so gross. But get out of the car, honey. And as soon as he got out of the car and I knew it was going to happen, he threw up again. I was like, oh my gosh. And he just started crying. So I was like, oh, you can't go to school. He messed up his clothes. And I didn't have any towels. All I had was napkins. And I did the best I could with that water bottle and some spare clothes he had in his backpack for school. And I said, honey, you're going to have to sit on your, you know, on these pants, you know, your spare pants. And we'll just wash them when we get home. So I was doing about 90 on the highway to get home because number one, I have a very weak stomach and I don't do good with throw up, the smell and or seeing someone do it. So I was feeling sick just being in the car, smelling it, and which is kind of gross, guys, sorry. And knowing that it was back there. So oh my goodness, I had to turn on mom mode and get him cleaned up, you know, to get back in the car. Oh my God, it was bad. Oh, but no, you have to do what you got to do. So yeah, so came back home, and so I was off Monday and Tuesday, caring for him, which is fine because, you know, I like to spend time with, you know, the baby. He's not a baby, but I call him my baby. He's the baby of the family. So yes, guys, Monday. So needless to say, I was out, you know, Monday and Tuesday. And so of course, and I'm a supervisor, so really me being out, you know, it's not such a big deal because I have backup, you know, my boss, and then some other supervisors will help my team out. But when I went back on Wednesday, or this morning, which is Wednesday, you won't see this video probably until Thursday, but Wednesday, this morning, I went back and came back to a bunch of work. So my Monday was like a Tuesday. I'm sorry, my Wednesday was like a Monday. And there was a lot of emails I had to answer, and audits I needed to do, things like that. So I'm still not done with my audits because, of course, when you're back in the office from not being there for a couple days, you're bombarded with all kinds of stuff, which is fine, but I have, you know, other work to do. So that was my week so far, being home with Christian and taking care of my little baby. And, you know, just making sure he's feeling okay. You guys, this is where some of these things in this image get a little tricky because you're like, what is that? I'm going to make a lot of assumptions, and maybe that doesn't really matter. You can make as many assumptions as you want when you're doing, you know, a picture. Assume all you want. It's your interpretation. So, and I'm going to say that this is water up here because I see more of these lilies. I mean, these lotus flowers, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this water all the way up here. So far I can tell you, I like the way these pencils color on this paper. I'm not pressing hard because this is my first layer. I don't know how many layers I'm going to be able to accomplish on screen with you guys because I don't want to take, you know, too many videos to color this. So there might be some videos where I'm just coloring and you guys are listening to music, and I'll again flash up the colors that I'm using. Okay, so I'm gonna assume, let me see if there are any more pads here. These are leaves. All right, so I'm gonna say the water probably, I'm gonna just make it come up this way. So I'm gonna color this as well. Okay, so here. So yeah, guys, I can tell you that when the kids are not in school for a day or two and it's time to go back, ooh, he pulled all the stunts this morning. I'm talking about all of them. I'm still sick. I'm not feeling well. You know, with the waterworks, and my head hurts, and I was like, oh my goodness, Christian. I was like, stop the shenanigans. You are going to school today. I don't care what you say, what you do. You're not sick anymore. You're going to school. And when I finally said that, because he was trying everything, he gave in. Well, I mean, he had to give in because I'm not. So he had to give in. So mommy won this time. And so, you know, he goes off saying stuff like, you know, I don't like being sick. And I'm like, why? Because everybody bosses you around when you're 6. I'm like, six is a great age to be. No, it's not. Everybody bosses you. I'm like, well, you know, you're going to get bossed even when you're not 6, Christian. Especially living here, honey. You're not doing what you want to do. So just be ready to be bossed until you move out. Oh, but anyways, I love that little character. So I decided, if you guys can see, I'm going to just color all of this water because I really don't know. And I'm just going to assume all of this is water. And I think that's just going to be easier for me. So I'm not sitting here trying to decipher for the whole video what is what. So this is, again, I'm using Jade A059. And coloring the water. And just like I mentioned earlier, what I try to do when I have a page that's kind of busy is I like to try to either color in the background or color in something in the picture that there is a lot of. So if I didn't choose to color the background first, because as you can see, as you start coloring in the background, you start seeing, and I'm out of frame the whole time, sorry y'all. As you can see, the picture actually starts coming out at you. So this is just my technique. You can do it any way you like, but if I didn't choose to color in the background, then I would have colored these lily pads and all the greenery first. Okay, so make sure I'm in frame. All right, so now I'm just going to continue coloring this background in. Yeah, so I don't know if any of you guys do any color alongs from Instagram. So I don't usually do those because I just color what I want to color. But Lavelia from Lavelia's Coloring was talking to me about, you know, different color alongs and stuff. And I was like, hey, maybe I'll try to do some in April. I think I did one in March with, my goodness, I'm forgetting. The Coloring Book Nook, Shalene Todd. And I'll link her in the comments or in the description section. I did Molly March with her. I think I did two pictures for that color along. And that was my first, actually my first color along, like, you know, with someone other than just my Facebook group. So we're calling it buddy color, but I guess color along is kind of a different concept. But anyhow, I decided to do some for April, and Lavelia from Lavelia's Coloring told me to go to, I think it's Passionista Colorista on Instagram, and she, I don't know her name, I'm sorry y'all, but I'll link that also in the comment section, I'm sorry, in the description. And so I went to her page and on Instagram, and she actually does a summary with all of the color alongs for the month. So I went on there to look at the ones for April to choose which ones I'm going to try to complete this month. And then what I'll do is, you know, at the end of the month, do completed color along pictures, video, to show you guys what I've been working on for that month. So this is just a way for me to get, you know, some pictures and some of these books done. And I'm going to tell you guys which ones I'm going to try to accomplish. So, and if, you know, I'll link also Passionista Colorista's Instagram at the bottom in the description if you're interested in these color alongs. So just one second, I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, just a little break. So let's see. Some of the color alongs I'm going to be doing for April. You probably can't. Let's see if you can see that. Good. Okay, so I'm going to be doing, it's hashtag all eggs you can color, AALEX. And that one is, your picture has to have eggs in it. So, I thought that one was pretty unique. It's pretty cool, different. The next one is hashtag Bee's birthday along at BMAZXO. So your pictures have to have bees and sunflowers, bees and or sunflowers, excuse me, or both. The next one is hashtag Fairies of April at LA_NICA_colorista. And that's just fairies, any pictures with fairies. And then we have LUSI Pop Manga at Coralidol or CORALIDOL. And basically there are two pop manga pictures. So these are specific pictures that you have to color. So there's a pop manga one from Camille D'Erico's book. And then there's one from a pop manga mermaid. So you'd have to go try to find this individual to see what pictures if you're interested. The next one is hashtag hardback book along. And that's also at BMAZXO. So coloring any picture in a hardback coloring book. The next one is hashtag hearts in April at Kath Colors 33. So basically hearts, any pictures with hearts. Oh, and some of these you have to use like spring colors. So I didn't write that down, but I will be using spring colors in all of the pictures. Next is hashtag color me a gift at Wheelie_good_dancer. So that one was, I think it's her birthday, and she's like, color her something that you would give her as a gift. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then hashtag dragons, unicorns, and princesses at MARIKIGS. So again, dragons, unicorns, and princesses in the book. I have a lot, guys. I'm going to try to do. Then we have hashtag wondrous west of colors. And that's, you can color a book from any European or American artist. Color me a book. any color, any page that has books in them. Color Your Hoard. So Color Your Hoard is one that Lavelia is doing with, I forget the other woman's name. I'm so sorry. And basically you do an inventory of all the coloring books that you have not colored in your stash. I say stash. And you basically commit to coloring those, a page in each book, this year. So I'll be participating in that because I have, you guys, I'm not even tell you, just put it like this. I have over 100 books I have not colored in. I'm not going to give you the full number, but over 100. And when I did the count, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get started. So I'm going to definitely be doing that. The next one is Fantastical Fae and Fairy Tales. That's with Color and Chat with Sammy. So any fantasy themed picture, it could be goblins, ogres, gnomes, elves, fairies, whatever. So that's pretty cool too. Hashtag Goddess of Spring. And that's any goddess or woman surrounded by flowers or greenery or fruit. Hashtag April Animals 2019. So any animal in the picture. And I think she also wanted to know why you like this specific animal. She wants you to give like a little story behind it when you post it. Another one is Color Along Creative Haven 2019. So any Creative Haven book, you just color in that. Some of these will go past April 30th. This one will. The Color Along Creative Haven. Next is Lady Spring 19. So coloring a picture with female using spring colors. I think this one, Lady Spring 19 and Goddess of Spring, I can actually combine into one. Then we have April Showers Color Along. So coloring any picture with rain or rainy day. And I found some pictures actually that encompass that. So I was like, what? Am I going to be able to find one? But I did. I found a couple. And then hashtag Got Color Along. Oh, GOT Color Along. And that's Game of Thrones. So any Game of Thrones picture, guys, that's going to be pretty fun too. And the last one that I'm doing is hashtag Mumble Girl April Color Along. And that's a specific page in Momo Girl. So again, I'll link Passionista Colorista's Instagram in the description. She has a post that shows April color alongs, and you can look at each one in detail. Okay, so that's my color alongs for April. Hopefully, we'll see how many I can complete because I have a lot of books to color, guys. All right, so back to this page. All right, so I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see. So that is what we have going on right now. Let me zoom out a little more. This is what we have. Okay. So as you can see, you color in the background, this starts to pop out. At least to me, it pops out more. Now I can really see what it is I really need to focus on. I will definitely add more color to this background, but this is the first layer, and I will work on this layer probably off camera. So the next time we come, we can work on these pictures, these other items here. So if you're curious, more than likely I'm going to go back over this section, this background with this same color, which is the Jade A059 or AO59, sorry. And then I'm going to take a darker green. More than likely it's going to be or probably black noir, and then I'm gonna go and shade close to these this areas here with a darker color to blend into this color here. So let's see, we have a few minutes. We can do one to show you what I'm talking about, one little section. So I'm gonna start right here. Let me zoom in for you guys. All right, so for instance, this area right here. So I'm just going to go back over this. I'm not going to press too hard. I just want to fill in a lot of this white space. keep it light towards the center of that. Now, you don't have to do all one color. If you wanted to get fancy, you could do, you know, coloring sections with different colors. This is just my interpretation, and I'm a little nervous to color in this book, you guys, because it's so beautiful, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any justice. We shall see. And I don't want to mess up, so I'm going to try to keep it simple until I get confident in coloring in this gorgeous book. So, a little darker in here, you know, in these areas where it's close to something. And then I'll come over here and do the same thing in this area. So darker towards the object, lightening up as I get towards the center of that. And then we'll go ahead and grab the Noir, which is A0 or A012. And I'm going to come here with this black. I'm just going to give a light touch, not too dark, because I kind of like this green and I don't want too much black in there. So I'm just going to just around the edges a little bit, almost like adding a shadow, a little bit of a shadow from all the foliage and stuff in here. So I'm going to come down here and do the same, just a little bit. Okay, so then come up this side here and the same thing. Try not to press too hard, light touch it, add some, you know, darkness in this. And again, the two colors that I'm using for this right now are the Jade A059 and Noir A012. Okay, so don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to leave this alone. And that's how I'm going to be doing this section. Now, in here, I'm going to probably lighten this up with, you know, use a color that can blend this, probably a white or a cream or something to kind of lighten that up and blend this all together. But that's the concept that I'm going for the background. Okay. So you guys, let me know what you think so far. It's not very much done, just the background. And when I come back, this may all be done. Because I don't want you to have to sit through all of that background. Because backgrounds can take a long time. There's a lot of layers to do. So when we come back, I will have all of this done. Okay? All right, y'all. Until next time, take care.